Hello. Okay, so something I don't do very often here is review products from this brand, which is Samsung. So what I got in front of me here is the Samsung M20. I'll give you the specs and tell you why I have it in my hand. So it's a 6.3 screen with a 2340 times 1080 resolution. It's the 19.9 aspect ratio, which I really like. 13 megapixel camera, 8 megapixel front camera, and this is the 3GB 32GB ROM, 3GB RAM 32GB ROM version. There is also a 4GB 64GB version, and this has, which I think is his main selling point along with the screen, has got this 5000 mAh battery. The screen is the phone and has this HDR, this is what they said, and Dolby Atmos, and it has something else that is good for playing Netflix, I believe, or at I forgot the name of it, playing Netflix at full HD. It's certified, this thing, whatever it's called. It has a Samsung Exynos 7904 octa-core and a Mali G7A1 MP2 GPU, which is powering the whole thing. And look, I think it is just really a very cool phone. I saw this on Souq.com on their front page. It wasn't a special offer. It was getting sold for 60 reals, and I just liked the screen, so I bought it. I'm not going to keep it. I'm going to try and sell it on after this review, but I just wanted to give you my opinion of it, because this kind of price range is got quite a lot of competitors. So what does the Samsung one offer that is different from, say, Huawei or Honor or Oppo or whatever? Well, I can't testify to the screens on these other ones, but I can tell you here, for this price, this screen I think is absolutely brilliant. It is just really, really good. But I think maybe where this is has a head start on the others is the battery, because it's this 5000 mAh battery I just think is excellent, and I've got through a day and a half, nearly 2 days of when I was testing this out, using it. I just think it was really, I think for the price, you can't really go wrong with this phone. I did the Antutu for you, and I thought it was a respectable score of 100,000, 106,000. No, sorry, 108,000. Yeah, just really very decent score. So for what it is, anyway, I think for most people, you're not going to have too much complaints about this phone when you consider the price. And I was looking at this with side by side with my Poco phone and with my iPhone 10, and really I think this screen really holds up. Many reviewers have commented the fact that the back is really pretty plain. There's not much, and there isn't. It is pretty plain, so there is no getting away from it. It's pretty just a piece of plastic, which is smooth. But put a case on it, you'll be fine. I think it is the screen that is the queen, the king, whatever it is. Just most people are interacting with the screen. So for this money, I think most people are going to be more than happy. It's running Android 8.1 with the Samsung Experience UI 9.5 or something it's called on top of that. I changed and put Nova launcher on just because I could and wanted to. Just at the moment, that's what I'm preferring to do. So camera wise, well, I mean, again, I saw some reviews that were some were positive, some were negative. Look, for me, I think it does more than a good enough job. Video I thought was pretty decent, and the sound from the microphones recording on the video I thought was pretty decent. It does have a headphone jack at the bottom. Strange, but anyway, maybe not strange, since it doesn't have much of a, it has nothing up here. It's pretty bezel-less, has a bit of a chin here, so obviously why the headphone jack is down here. I didn't try the bundled headphones, but I did try some high-res USB-C headphones here, and I thought it sounded really pretty decent. The music, obviously, and it's a single speaker. It's not bad, it's not brilliant, but it's not bad, and I've heard worse. So there's really not much else one can say about that. The battery life, I think, is what this is. I haven't checked the batteries on any of these other phones at the same kind of price point, but I think this is probably the better one. So really, you dial down the settings a wee bit, the brightness, etc. I think you could really get a good couple of days out of this. Call quality is pretty decent. It's a wee bit tinny, and when it is when you're calling somebody, you do hear a kind of like real vibration in the middle here. It's no wireless charging, it's just plastic. But again, who's using the phone to make any phone calls? Not me. I think for everything else, social media, Facebook, your LinkedIn, checking your email, this I just think is, I love this aspect ratio. I think for the price, most people are going to be, I just think it's a really good phone, so I'm surprised. There is another one which is the M10, which is slightly lower spec, but I think the screen is the same. So if you've got less money, I think it's about 420, 30 reals. So if you've got less money, I think it's 2 GB of RAM. I don't even think you would be disappointed with the M10 either. If the screen is the same resolution, I think most people are going to be more than it's a cracking screen. Anything else that I can tell you? Okay, look, I really just have used it for a few days, and I was watching the iPlayer, and I've watched some YouTube and a couple of videos, and with the headphones on, I was using my AirPods, and it's just been a pleasure. I really like this widescreen, mini widescreen effect. Everything was, to me, super sharp, and the colours were good. Whatever files it was I was watching, everything was really good. This is a great thing now. I mean, these phones are just getting so cheap for us people who like technology and really would like to be able to afford to be able to change our phones a bit quicker every day. It's getting easier to do that because really good phones are becoming cheaper, and it's a realistic possibility, certainly for me, when I get my pocket money from my wife, that I can buy a budget mid-tier kind of phone and hopefully sell it on to be able to allow me to buy the next one to be able to review for you people out there in the wonderful wide world web of the internet. So yeah, that's about all. I wanted to just kind of share this with you. I was surprised. I don't buy Samsung very often. I had the Samsung Galaxy, the 12.2, 12.3 tablet, which I really liked, but I noticed, and I've had a couple of other Samsung stuff, but it's really not a brand that I buy a lot, although I don't have a problem with them. I don't know, I just don't buy. So it was just kind of like a on spur of the moment thing that I saw this on Souk and bought it, and I'm really glad I did. And I wanted to just show everybody that what you can get for this kind of price. The Samsung M20, really very, very decent, if slightly boring at the back phone, brilliant screen. Spend your money on it, you'll not regret buying it. Bye.